on your side. He is on the side of the people who don't have that voice and who aren't given that voice. You need to have him in your corner. Another man you need to have in your corner right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mana candidate for the Auckland Mayoralty. Please welcome John Minto.
Henga mana, henga reo, henga hoi wha, kia ora koutou, ngā mihi nui ki a koutou. Greetings everybody, welcome to this meeting, and thank you all very much for coming out on this Saturday afternoon to listen to us and to help build this campaign to stop this motorway going right through the middle of Mangere and Otahu. You know, I'm standing as the Mana Movement candidate for Auckland Mayor because Auckland has unlivable wages, it has unaffordable houses, and it's got traffic gridlock. And because in Auckland, we have half the population living on less than $24,000 a year. Auckland is the most unequal city in New Zealand. It is a city where low and middle income families are struggling, while a very tiny number of people, about 150, are getting incredibly wealthy. Last year, the wealthiest 150, most of them live in Auckland, they got an extra $3.5 billion. 150 people, about the number that's in the room today. Just 150 got an extra $3.5 billion, while everyone else is struggling. So I'm standing for Auckland Mayor, and I'm bringing 4 policies forward which are going to make a big difference to inequality. We're going to support people on low and middle incomes, and we're going to make the wealthy pay, because at the moment, most of them are not paying any tax. They don't earn their income, and they don't pay tax on it. And that's an absolute disgrace in a city where people are struggling, and in a land of plenty. New Zealand is a land of plenty. There's plenty of everything for all of us. So why is it such a struggle? Because we have this system which allows a tiny number of people to get very wealthy at the expense of the rest of us. So I'm going to quickly run through the 4 big policies that we're bringing to this election, and I want to finish up with this motorway. So the 4 big policies are these. On transport, we will gridlock free the roads of Auckland within 12 months. And we'll do it by providing free public transport. That means free buses, free trains. You get on the bus, you get on the train, you go as far as you like, as far as you need to. No cash, no cards. Free of charge. And people say, And people say to me, well, how are you going to pay for it? Well, the cost would be $280 million a year. But what would the savings be? If we have this policy in place, we do not need to build all the roads that the government is planning to build over the next 30 years. In fact, we would save hundreds of millions of dollars because we'll gridlock free the roads. We don't need to build these big roads. We don't need this road to go through Mangere and Otahu. We do not need it. We just need some smart thinking, and we can gridlock free the roads at half that cost. So we take the money from the roading budget and we put that into free public transport. It's being done overseas. Auckland is ideal for us to do it here. Secondly, housing. Housing is unaffordable everywhere in Auckland. Rents are far too high. They're about 30% higher than the rest of the country. So we need rent controls to bring the rents in Auckland down to the level of rents in other parts of New Zealand. And we need housing where the need is greatest. And what the government says, we're going to build 39,000 homes in the next 3 years. But the trouble is, none of those homes are going to be affordable homes. We've had unaffordable homes built for the last 20 years. They will not be affordable for the big majority of people. What we will do is we'll do what councils used to do. We will build homes for people. We will build 20,000 affordable council homes here in Auckland to be rented by people, high quality, warm, dry, and we will set the standard for affordable homes in Auckland. We used to do it, we're going to do it again. Both those policies, the Mayor does not support them. The Mayor says, no, we're going to leave housing to the market. 39,000 unaffordable homes we'll get from the market. From Mana, you're going to get 20,000 affordable homes for people who really need it. And what's the Mayor doing about bloody affordable homes? Look at Glen Innes. What's the Mayor doing in Glen Innes? On the 24th of July last year, he signed an agreement with the national government to destroy Glen Innes, Panmure and Point England. They want to drive the families out of those homes to make a seaside suburb for the wealthy. That's a bloody disgrace. The third policy we've got is livable wages. We have to bring in the living wage. Now the Mayor says he supports it in principle. Oh, forget all that rubbish. We will support it from day one. People will be paid the living wage who are doing council work, either directly employed by the council or council contractors. From day one, they will be paid the living wage, $18.40. And how are we going to pay for it? We're not going to increase rates. What we're going to do is we are going to cut the salaries of the senior managers at the council that have gone completely out of control. We have 600 people on the council who are paid more than $100,000 a year, and we've got 123 of them are paid more than $200,000 a year. This is obscene. This is what the private sector does whenever they get their chance to rip off the public. Because really the private sector has been put in to run Auckland City. And so they're pumping up their salaries right at the top and they're squeezing the salaries down at the bottom. It is a disgrace and we're going to put an end to it. We're going to cut those salaries and we're going to have a maximum salary on the council. And the maximum salary will be 5 times the living wage. And that means the CEO won't be paid $768,000. He'll be paid $191,000 and everyone will be scaled down from there. And lastly, rates. We are going to have Robin Hood rates because at the moment we've got Sheriff of Nottingham rates. The Robin Hood rates means we get rid of all the council charges because whenever you have these extra little charges here and there, it affects people on low incomes. We're going to bring in income-related rates so that everybody pays the same proportion of their income on rates. At the moment, people on low and middle incomes, people here in Mangere pay a far higher percentage of their income in rates than the people in Remuera. And that's not right. That's not fair. So we're going to bring in Robin Hood rates. Now, lastly, the road. We didn't know anything about this road until about 3 weeks ago when a woman who I know well rang me up and said, look, there's this map on one of the transport blogs. They're talking about putting a road through the middle of Mangere and Otago. And I said, what? I've never heard of that. So she sent me the link, and she said when she looked at it, she thought, crumbs, that looks like it's going to go quite close to my house. So she blew up the map and she worked out where the streets were, and she said, shit, it's going right through the middle of my house. Bloody! So she rang me, and we had a talk about it, and she got a story in the central, the Manukau Courier about 3 weeks ago, and there was a front page story about this road, but there were no maps and no one knew where the road went. She knew, but no one else knew. So we found out a bit about it, and then we find that the local board was briefed about this in July of this year. 3 months ago they were told about this road, and Arthur and I and El Filipina, they know about this road. They're the representatives of this community. So why haven't they spoken out against it? Well, this morning at Mangere Market, we were giving out leaflets. And Arthur and I comes through, and they had a big cavalcade going through. And Arthur came up to me and said, oh, John, blah, blah, nice to see you, blah, blah. And I said, Arthur, what are you saying about this road? Do you know about this road? Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Have you spoken out against it? Oh, no, I support the road. We need the road. We need to get the city moving. I said, hang on, you're bulldozing hundreds of houses of low-income people. John, we need roads. Goodbye. Arthur and I supports the road. I've no idea what El Filipina says, but I think he probably says the same thing. This is a disgrace. They're going to bulldoze right through from over by Ngāwhare Wātea Marae and Robinson Road, right across from there, if you draw a straight line from there across to Otahu College, and then keep it going across the estuary to the other side to Highbrook, is it? Highbrook Road. That's what the road is. There's a map of it here. There's more detailed maps on the website. This is what they are planning to do. And then at the board meeting, someone says to them, "Oh, what about? But look, this road goes right through King's College. What would you do there?" And the Auckland Transport guy says, "Oh, well, King's College is it's a historic place. So what we're thinking of, what we're going to do, we're going to put a motorway and put a tunnel right under King's College on the other side." Well, bloody shame on them. There's one rule for John Key and his rich, filthy mates, and there's one for the rest of us who have to put up with bulldozed homes. Well, bugger that. We're going to fight it. Stay with us in this fight.